Well, hey. Welcome to another Water-Fed Wednesday. I'm your host, Alex Brunner, and today we have
Cody Downs.
Cody Downs. Well, welcome everyone. I think we're going to really enjoy this Water-Fed Wednesday. Obviously, we aim to be here every week, uh, and we would like to go over our businesses, your businesses, talk about products, of course, and what's going on in the industry. So we definitely want to help out you, the cleaners worldwide, get the job done faster, safer, and better. Before we get going into it, just a couple of reminders. As always, if this is the first time you're checking out Waterfed Wednesday, well, welcome. Glad to have you on board. But if you missed out our previous episodes, you can catch up on them. The main place to go to is YouTube. You can get all those episodes that were previously aired. Our YouTube channel is at Tucker_USA. Definitely recommend checking those out. A lot of times, if you're new into the industry, into water-fed window cleaning, if you have questions, that's a great place to check it out. Even with that said, if you got questions, go ahead and feel free to comment. We'd be happy to answer. Yeah. So we already got Patrick and Cleary checking in. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, Patrick, in the Chicagoland area. And I just realized had issues on Instagram, so get you guys rolling up here in a few seconds. Awesome. Cool. Oh, another important thing, Cody. Christmas and July sale.
Yeah.
We have up till tomorrow to save. You got 10% off store wide on our website. And also, this is available to our dealer network. So definitely take this opportunity to stock up on some of those equipments that you'll be needing this fall. So, Cody, Waterfed Wednesday. This is your second time here. Glad to have you back.
Glad to be back. Second time feels like my first. We're good.
It's all good. You're amongst good friends listening
That's
in.
right.
So, episode 28. The full title is Bridging the Gap: How Pressure Washers and Window Cleaners Can Win with Water-Fed Tech. So, we're really going to be talking in about pressure washers that we get a lot of interest from pressure washers. It thinking about getting on the Water-Fed, and we'll dive into that. So, uh, industry crossroads is our first section. So it hit close to home for a lot of you folks. We had Cole a few weeks back. Obviously, he started off in the pressure washing world, got into window cleaning. So we talked to a lot of prospective window cleaners and pressure washers on both sides of the fence that they might be curious about adding for the pressure washers and the soft washers out there, Cody, adding that water fed component to them, or even window cleaners that have been trad. Traditional window cleaners for a long time have been really considering the water fed game.
Yeah. I've heard it on both sides. I've heard window cleaners wanting to be into pressure washers wanting to be into window cleaning. Some guys actually have been doing it for years. Some of them have done just a little bit. Some of them they just rinse with their pressure on low, and then they're like, well, I've rinsed it, but it doesn't look great. It's streaking. What do I do? What do I do different?
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll just say, you know what, I'll just sub that out. And that's potential lost profit that they could easily add window cleaning to their pricing. And it's a good ad.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like Patrick here chiming in, he says, I feel wrong when I do a house wash and don't follow up with the window cleaning. Maybe sometimes they don't want that add on, but definitely if you are doing that service like Cody you're saying, and you either sub it out or you just don't offer it, it might just leave a bad taste in your customer's mouth. I mean, the house looks phenomenal, but then when they go out to look out their windows, yeah, seeing the spotting definitely might make them a little sore about that. And then if you're subbing it out, or if they have to source their own window cleaners, uh, that might be the last time you go there, is what I'm thinking, because they might find somebody that does both of those services, and there's lost revenue there.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So, Cody, I'm off track here, so you'll help me out. But going back to it, yeah, it's definitely with adding water fed to your services. Really think about it. It's efficient, uh, because that's the other thing I hear about pressure washers. It's like I want to add window cleaning when I'm talking to like the huge we're going up to. If
Yep.
you're a pressure washer gonna be in the Nashville area, definitely stop by and see us. We'll be at the Huge, August, we'll be there the 20th to the 23rd, but the expo is the 21st and the 22nd. But anyways, they're like, "We wanna add window cleaning, but we don't do anything about these getting ladders and messing up with the landscaping." Well, that's a great thing about um, adding water fed, that you don't have to worry about all the ladders. It's a way to get the volume done faster, and you can be safer for sure.
Yeah. And you can save on, for some of these areas, some guys are renting lifts, and if they are doing, an area that they may not know that there's poles available to reach that area, um, or even know that there's abilities to, rinse it with the pressure washer, but without having soap residue. So there's many ways to look at it, and we'll go over that.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks, Patrick, for chiming in. You're absolutely right. It's easy to learn how to water fed pole. As somebody that's done both, and when you're training, it could take a long time to do the proper techniques with the squeegee. I think it's important, but if you really need to get somebody up to speed, especially if you're an exterior only cleaning company, uh, the training process is significantly shorter with water fed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Cody, for those out there that are watching, that are pressure washers first, um, where it's practical, let's break down the system options that they have. Can you give us those options?
For going into it, I mean, the easiest way is just DI only, and there's guys that are aware of this. If not, I'll go ahead and explain it. But if you've got, let's say, a 4 gallon per minute on a machine, most guys do, you're probably best off starting out using a DI only tank in a situation for the lower gallon per minute pressure washers. But mostly you're going to want a system that can keep up with your unit and really keep up with it and get the purest water and the longest life out of your DI. Would be to go with a buffer tank type system. And that would be something that would have sediment, carbon, RO, DI, and that goes into what we all call in the industry as a buffer tank or holding tank. And then your pressure washer would be plumbed to draw from that tank, and it would be pure water coming out. And you can add that to your system that you currently have. If you have a small tank, I've seen guys use, a 50-gallon tank, for example, or a 50-gallon drum, 55-gallon drum, and be able to use their 100 to 250-gallon water tank or so, and have a 3-way ball valve. And if they don't want pure water all the time and they just want regular city water, then they would have a 3-way ball valve to turn that on to do downstreaming or rinsing, however, to their choice. But the different systems that are out there, we've got a skid mount available that's can be used with a 12-volt pump that can draw from your tank We've got a system that can do a 110 volt that it's 5.3 at 100 psi. It's a pretty stout pump, most recommended in the industry. Um, we have got a 4-chamber system, and I'm speaking in pressure washing terms, but a lot of these guys are like, I just don't understand it. It's so complicated to me, and that I'll figure it out one day, and they never do. But it's a filter holder. So for you guys out there in the pressure washing industry, and you're like, what is that thing? It's a filter holder, and there's 4 things in there. Some of them have more, but to simplify it, the skid mount is probably the best in those type of applications. Or if you're just working out of the back of your vehicle, a smaller vehicle, and you don't have a trailer yet, or you don't have a skid or a box truck or a flatbed, you can use one of our mobile systems that are on a cart, and but you'd still, in most cases, need a buffer tank with you to rinse with that. Does that answer that?
Yeah, so those are definitely those are our systems options that you can have. Now
Yeah.
you're talking in a way of rinsing, drawing with the pressure washer, right?
Yeah, or you could add this to soft washing as well when you go to rinse. Soft washing is pretty similar to pressure washing when it comes to the rinse side. It's just when you're rinsing, it's getting rid of all the extra soap off the exterior, but you're also being able to spot-free rinse the windows when you're cleaning off. And when you apply bleach, and a lot of guys know this, or you apply detergents or surfactants to the exterior, you want to rinse or not even hit those windows to begin with your solution, because it could cause some effects. But when you go to rinse with pure water, you're going to get better results even on the exterior as well.
Right.
If that answers that.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we get going too into detail here, I want to look over here at Instagram. Unfortunately, with our streaming software, we can't share our comments from there, but I do want to take a moment. We do have V Photo Pro at 26 chiming in. He says he has a pressure washing business. He purchased our window cleaning starter kit. I'm guessing that's you can correct me if I'm wrong, the residential kit. Now he says not getting much traction on jobs, and then later times in best practices for advertising. So my question to you is, with your business, are you perhaps notifying your current customers, your existing book of business, that hey, now I'm average, now I have X service, window cleaning, right? And then when they are booking your jobs, I would say we can now schedule your window cleaning, or just throwing it out there, especially in the spring season, letting people know that you have the ability to clean windows now, and because there's going to be the spring cleaning crowd, the the holidays that that pop up, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, graduation, all these events that are popping up early. They're going to want their windows clean for having those activities. So, uh, just wanted to ask you that question: what are you doing now to advertise that you now offer window cleaning? Let us know, and I'll get back to you. But also, going back into discussion, yeah, you have your DI only. That is uh, certainly the simplest thing, especially lower cost of entry. Now, and as you mentioned, great for soft water areas. People do still see that initial low cost, and one of the things that we often will talk about is that maybe they'll do it in areas like where you're at, Cody. You're in Texas. We got people in Arizona, California. They see that low entry cost. Just keep in mind, the more you use it, you're in areas with higher TDS. So most likely you'll be going through that filtration a lot. It's that single filtration, which can quickly run through that resin. So if you're noticing that you're spending more on your media costs or your resin costs, then that's where you'll want to consider doing a multi-stage system. So those are great for if you're going to be really maybe you started off offering it and now you're getting a whole bunch of your customers really wanting that window cleaning service, and you're in those higher TDS areas. This is definitely where you want to consider those multi-stage systems. And then when you pair them with our water fed poles, you can reach safely up to 70 feet, as Cody, as you mentioned. If you are getting on a lift, um, most cases you can eliminate that, where you don't have to put that money into renting the lift and undoubtedly pass that on to your customer. So there's that option there. Don't have to get that lift. You have the right equipment. You can charge premium price for the tools that you do have.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just wanted to add to that. It makes me think I also help with our tech questions for Tucker. And I've done quite a few, and I have learned on every single one. Um, Sean and yourself have been great at coaching me on this, and then being able to use my experience and combine it together. Um, I'm getting a lot of feedback, and then I see a lot of customers that are coming from the pressure washing world into this, and there's been a few things that have really popped up. And when you mentioned RODI, so the ROs, what they do is, well, let me back up. DI, what the DI does is it reduces your total dissolved solids, right?
Right.
So the TDS, and what that does is, if something's coming out of the spigot, it's going to reduce that down to what it can until the DI needs to be replaced. And some of these guys are unaware of the RO. Now, the RO will reduce it around 80% before it gets to the DI. Instead of just spigot to DI, it's actually going to reduce it more. So, and I'm explaining this to my guys out there. When it's really thick and you reduce it down, it's thinner. Think of it that way. You're giving it something at a lower TDS reading before it goes to the DI. So the ROs are awesome. And I'm asked, how long do they last? That depends on the water quality going into it. But so far as needing that in your system, I highly recommend it. I just definitely recommend it. And in that case, if you do have an RO, that's where we go back to buffer tanks are needed, because that RO is going to slow the flow. Some of these systems can get around 3+ gallons per minute, but a lot of these pressure washers those pumps will cavitate. They can't handle that. And that's one of those things that's probably not said. The other side of that is they get a system and they're not used to having to replace filters. They never had to do that before, unless, they left it outside and it froze over the winter and they've got to change the can filter out on their tank. So one of the things I've seen is some of these customers have been using over 1,000 gallons and at a very high TDS, and they don't realize to even check with a TDS meter. They're just saying, hey, I'm getting streaks. How do I solve this? So there's a lot of education that I'm doing. And I see that some of these guys just going in from pressure washing and looking at it a pressure washer perspective. That's why I'm here today, is so I can kind of answer those questions, throw them in the comments. We'd love to hear them. And if we don't get to them today live, I'll reach back out to you later on.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're just getting into water fed, you're from the pressure washing world. Yeah, those are the most commonly asked questions. Why, what's going on with my filtration? Why isn't it lasting that long, or along those natures, especially if they start off the DI. So definitely, if you got those questions, hit us up, and or if you're not with your machine, you want to talk with us over the machine, you give us a call at our main line, and we can get patch you through to Cody
Yeah.
at 303-663-1779. But yeah, let's hop back into our discussion here, Cody. One of the other things we've been talking a lot about the pressure washing, but also uh, we're seeing pressure washers that are interested in getting in window cleaning, but also solar panel cleaning. So let's kind of shift into that trend,
Sure.
shift gears there, and talk about solar panel cleaning. What have you been hearing?
Um, I haven't heard like the buzz isn't there. If I was to compare it to drones, I'm hearing a lot more. If you're looking outside of the traditional styles of cleaning, drones been coming up the last couple of years, but solar panel cleaning has just been right there, just underneath the drones. And what I'm hearing a lot is, um, I've heard of some guys just getting up there with a brush and scrubbing it, or they're taking their pressure washer and they're, putting it on low, and they may be using soap. I haven't heard any details on that, but here in Texas, there's a few I've come across that they're just rinsing it. They're not adding soap, but they're just rinsing it, and that's just with tap water.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's interesting. And hopefully you're catching them at the right time, where they're not continually doing this and now getting callbacks saying
that's
they
right.
help void their solar panel warranties. So yeah, there's the golden rule typically with solar is really no soap, no chemicals.
Right.
Most like just pure water. Now, we do offer a line of products. There is a time and a place for it, but you have to be careful what you're doing with those. They have to be approved by the solar panel manufacturer. So we have a company that we teamed up with called Chematech line of products. So there's that for those if you have cement and some other stuff, lichen, things of that nature. But 99% of the time, pure water is what's getting those panels clean.
Yep.
So you're pairing it with the Tucker pole, and when you're doing residential, what using our brushes, we have solar specific brushes now. Whether it's the Alpha 20, the big one, big nice heavy one, with dual rinse bar, or our new Honey Badger's been well received. So absolutely, there's the right tools for the jobs there for those residential panels. So yeah, definitely want to avoid the pressure washer and just we've seen it, especially guys get new into it. Just think somebody asked them, "Hey, can you do that since you're already cleaning everything else?" And I'm sure guys are going to say, "Of course, I can take care of that," but not using the best practices. So definitely want to watch out there.
Yeah. And then reach out to us. We've got our own expert, Ryan, that he can definitely help you out with stuff on the solar side.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, but once again, just like um, for pressure washers, adding window cleaning, it is another opportunity for revenue. Uh, but just make sure you do a little research.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't hesitate to ask. And when I do get those questions, I'll listen, but I do educate at the end, and I'm ready for it. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's good. That you've rinsed that with 15-degree nozzle and probably 3,000 to 4,000 psi, 10 gallons a minute, and you might want to look at it afterwards. But thankfully, no calls into Tucker for that, but just on the street questions. But yeah, um, solar panel, it's picking up. It's definitely picking up. It's a good industry to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, we're talking obviously just the aspects of cleaning it, but definitely one thing I want to plug in, and it's not even something we offer, but it's the solar panel training or safety training. So we talked about that we're going to be at the huge. Just want to make a plug there. There's going to be obviously training on safety training on window cleaning, safety training on solar panel cleaning. Definitely want to make sure that you guys are not only worrying about how to do the job, but also how to make sure yourself and your employees are safe. So definitely look into that when training is available. Definitely check that out. Want to head back over to Instagram. Looks like V Photo Pro 26 stepped away. Um, so yeah, I did mention what I asked. What are you doing now to make mention of your window cleaning service? Are you going back to your current book of business, your clients that you've serviced in the past? Are you mentioning that you now offer a new service, window cleaning? There's several opportunities throughout the season that you can highlight that you now offer it. And when you're accepting those calls, say, hey, they want to get back on their exterior cleaning, mention that you're doing the window cleaning as offering another service that you can provide for them. All right, Cody. I think our next section that I wanted to get into, something that I think you've been getting asked about. We're going to go into chemicals, safety, and smart expansion here. So,
Mhm.
some people are asking, can I use chemicals with pure water? Now, the answer we could say it depends, but can you go into uh, can you do it? If so, what are the reasonings behind it, and what you should be concerned about?
Well, yes, you can. It can make some chemicals more potent. It goes back to when we were talking about the spigot. So it depends on what's coming out of the spigot or your water source to go back or to be mixed with these chemicals, and what's it going to do to it. Now, you got to take in consideration it's still water. So when you add water to your chemical, there's a dilution. You're going to be lowering the percentage of whatever that strength is out of the bucket when you add water to it. Then if you're downstreaming it, direct application, however you're getting it onto the exterior, it's going to be diluted because you've added extra water to it. But when you add pure water to it, that's been deionized, you're going to have more of a potent chemical, because when that chemical was made, it had pure water with it. And most of these manufacturers have the purest quality water when they make this chemical. When they do add, a small percentage of water to make it a bulk. So for your liquefied chemicals, if you buy it in a bucket and it's liquid, it probably has some water in it, and that water is more than likely a purified water. So when you add purified water to already purified water, it's going to work stronger. So that means your sodium hydroxides, um, your other degreasers, your like concrete cleaners, exterior detergents, stuff like that. It's going to be more stronger because it has more of a pure source. But does it make it more potent? In some cases, yeah. With high alkaline type of chemicals, yes. Um, Sodium hypochlorite, you probably won't notice a difference. But with the high alkaline chemicals, they work better with pure water.
Awesome. Um, so there is definitely a case for it, especially if you got some really bad water that you're dealing with from the tap. So uh, there you have it. And so adding on to, so we discussed the chemicals, just highlight again the safety aspect of it. So if you're coming from the pressure washing world, just if you're not just joining us again, we talked about this before, but water fed poles can be safer than ladders. I mean, you got a lot of risk with ladders that you can eliminate that with it, but you still have to be smart with it. We don't want to say it's 100% foolproof. There's things you need to be careful with when it comes to water fed pole and safety. Uh, for the most part, these things are conductive. They're carbon fiber. Now with the Tucker water fed poles, the yellow base section, that is indicative that you have a pole that section is fiberglass, so it's non-conductive. But we never want to just think that, okay, I now have a section that is non-conductive. I have a job that I used to do that has power lines around it. So that means I can go ahead and do that. No, we want you guys to be safe. Make sure you're aware of your drop zone. So it's not just what's going on in front of you and to the sides. You got to also remember what's going on behind you, because a lot of times you forget about that. Um, wind could catch you off guard and blow to the back, or something might happen. So please be aware of your surroundings. Also, it's a something I see all the time in the past. I was guilty of it too, leaning it on the house. Oh, I got to go adjust my hose, or go do something, or take a photo of, look at me water fed in the window, and I put the pole up there. Well, there's a chance of that thing going sideways, falling
Yeah.
back. So you got to be careful of that. Even potentially damaging the window, maybe wind gusts, something happens, and it just goes right into the window. So just watch out for those things. And then obviously wearing the right PPE, and especially if you're a pressure washer thinking about adding the water fed for solar panels, there's a lot of risk there. So we've been talking a lot about it in the past several shows that we've been going to. We know that there's been several cleaners out there that have gotten hurt, electrocuted, and I think we've had our first in the solar panel industry death related to solar panel cleaning. So definitely want to make sure you're following the guidelines, OSHA guidelines, and you're wearing your proper protective equipment. Uh, Cody, is there anything related? I mean, we know we're talking to regular, yeah, probably established pressure washers, but is there anything they should be concerned with, even though they've been doing it for a while, in regards to PPE with chemicals?
Don't get it on you. No. Read your SDS sheets. Learn chemicals. Learn what you're using. Get with whoever you're buying your chemicals from. Learn what you can't mix it with. If they offer courses, take the courses. They're worth it. So far as mixing chemicals or using chemicals, I highly recommend it and worth the investment. Learning to use PPE, and that would be in the chemical world or in the pressure washing world, is the right gloves. Don't walk out there in flip flops or, some of those open toe shoes, just be mindful of what you're dealing with. Even if it's what seems to be the lightest chemical, it can still get in your eye, so wearing goggles, wearing gloves, pants, don't go out there in shorts. Some of these chemicals that are in the industry can be sensitive or hurt your skin. They can be harmful to your skin. So even just the overspray from something can get to you. But again, learn with what you're working with, and just be careful and keep your eyes open.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely just it helps to have the right tools, but always, for the right job, but utilize those tools in the safest way possible. So make sure that you consider not just the tool aspect, but how ensure you're doing it the right way, not only for yourself, but especially if you have employees, because y'all want to go home to your families. So, and we do too. All right. Well, it is already past 4 o'clock here locally, so you're on the East Coast, 6 o'clock. So, but we just have a little bit to finish up here. So we want to talk about the house washing and window cleaning segment here, which equals both of those together equals profit. So this is where it all comes together. You're washing siding, you're doing the gutters, and now you can offer streak-free windows without hopping back into the truck to grab a squeegee.
Yes. The way I look at that is, I always say, you want to wash from the curb to the back fence and everything in between. And it all starts with how you're pricing, how the original conversation when you start with a customer of what their expectations are, and to, you know, have a last minute add-on is great, but being prepared for that, having, you know, well, what if they catch you right before you get in the truck and they're like, hey, by the way, can you get that window way up there? I don't know, but you already have a pole, so you can just go grab the pole and be ready to go. And having the extra tools in the toolbox, even if you're not going to use them for a month or so or 2 months, it's good to look and see what that's out there. And I'm specifically talking for poles, or, you know, having the right squeegees as well. Having that right tool in the toolbox for every job to be able to do from the curb to the back fence, you know, not just squeegees, but in the pressure washing world, you know, downstream injectors, stuff to get stuff done, surface cleaners, you know, look at everything that's out there and think about that in the pressure washing side. Well, there's stuff like that for window cleaning too. Just reach out to us. We can point you in the right direction of what you need from Tucker.
Yeah, absolutely. It would definitely assist you. We have plenty of expertise amongst customer service, and we have, like you mentioned, Ryan DeHoop on the solar side, and
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Hallman residential. We get you all squared away, and definitely Cody. We are grateful for your expertise and helping out the pressure washing world, especially in the your the distributor network. You've been wonderful with that, and then
Thank you.
great with our tech support. So if you have questions, concern about the equipment, we can definitely help you out, and Cody can help you out as well. We were going to touch on drones a little bit, but unfortunately, we are running out of time. We did have an episode on drones. I don't recall the episode, but we had a local cleaner here who offers drone and water fed window cleaning. So definitely check that out. It's a great opportunity there as well. So Cody, appreciate you being here.
My
Just
pleasure.
before we let everyone go, just a reminder. We have one more day left of the Christmas and July sale. That's 10% off store wide. And also, we have expanded that to our dealer network. If you're just joining in, it was a great episode with Cody talking about how pressure washers and could add on the water fed um, uh, option for window cleaning as a great add-on. We talked about even how you can use pure water with chemicals. So if you just joining us, you can catch up on our episodes over at YouTube. Our channel is at Tucker_USA. So it's been a pleasure to be on here with you, Cody, and for everyone. We look forward to you guys joining us again next week. We'll be here with the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Gavin. We'll have him on here next week. So thank you all. Have a great week.
All right. You too. Take care. Thank you all.